Hey guys, it's Ghost Queen. How are you? It's Friday night and I missed yesterday. I'm so sorry. It was another one of those crazy days where I was cleaning like a lunatic all day long. I was sweeping, I was mopping, I did the whole house. Ooh, I gotta turn my phone down. I always forget to do that. How are you? It's Friday night. It was just one of those crazy days where I was just going all day long from morning on. Hey, Marceline. And there just aren't enough hours in the day. The day got away from me. Actually, I'm going to put the light on too. Forgot to do that as well. Oh my goodness. We just are not prepared. So, Wayne and I just had a really busy day yesterday. We went out doing errands and we got some Chinese food, and it was just like a busy day and a busy night, and then it was just like too late to stream, and days can just fly by sometimes. So I hope everybody is doing well. It's Friday night. I feel like I've got like a bunch to talk about tonight. Partly because I didn't stream yesterday. I missed one day, and here we are. So much to talk about. Well, plus, I think the day before that, I uploaded a video and I didn't do a live. So I think I haven't actually done a live since Tuesday, which is crazy. Oh my God. But here we are tonight. So I do have a bunch of things to talk about tonight. It is a full moon. For those of you who don't know, unfortunately, it's stormy here in Louisiana, so we can't really see it, which is a crying shame because I heard it's really beautiful. And there's an eclipse going on as well, and yeah. Full moon, Freaky Friday. Got a new look tonight. I don't know how well you can see, but it's blue. We're blue tonight. This is a fun one too. It's very like, very swingy. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, we got a new wig tonight. Um, yeah, because we're going to be doing streams together on that channel. We renamed um, that channel of Wayne's, and he's going to start doing some of his own videos on his own channel. And we need to get back to doing interviews, though, on Ghost Inc. Live, which we are going to do. And we're talking about getting back to that. We're going to be doing stuff everywhere. So you have to be subbed to all our channels. But, oh my God, and I am running behind. I still have to put some links in some of the other videos, but I have a standard thing I usually put in the description that gives you all the channels, and you can find it on the description of my channel description. It's all there for all the different links. So, it's the end of the week. It's the start of the weekend. We are like fully into the new year at this point. I hope everybody's sort of getting out of the post-holiday funk, which a lot of people get into, you know. Everybody gets into a post-holiday funk, you know. It's like everybody just spends so much money at, at the holidays, and you just eat so much, and, you know, it's busy, it's crazy, you know, you deal with family, and a lot of times afterwards it's sort of like a slump, like, you know, like, oh my God, I'm broke now, and the holidays are done, and what's to look forward to, and this is always a weird time of year, you know. A lot of times people kind of feel like really kind of depressed and logy and sluggish, and yeah, not super creative and energetic. And if you're up in, if you're somewhere where it's colder too, everybody's like sort of housebound and not getting out a lot. And I mean, obviously, if you're going to work every day, but you know what I mean, not getting outside a lot and um, hanging out outside or in nature and that sort of thing because of the cold weather. So it can be a funky time of year. I remember like up in New England, it would be like really not until around sort of St. Patrick's Day did it even start getting a glimpse of like spring in the air, but really it was like not until past Easter. I can remember some Easters with snow. So it would be, snow in April. I mean, heck, I can remember some snow in May, but that's kind of going back a bit. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get nice in New England until May. It's starting to, May's like a nice spring. But, really not until June, July do you get summer. So it's like very brief up there where you get nice weather. And people can just get like, I mean, that's why the whole expression cabin fever came about, was because people would be like in the house and getting crazy and whatnot. So, yeah. It can be a tough time of year for some people, so try to keep your head above the water, try to keep your spirits up, stay happy, stay grounded, all those things I always talk about. So that's that. It is beautiful. We've had some beautiful weather lately. I mean, really nice weather. Like, I've been outside at times in like a short sleeve shirt and shorts. I mean, just like yesterday, I was outside like that. It was a little cooler today. We're having like a stormy weekend. It's been pouring rain. Where were we last night when it started coming down? We were in Target. Yeah, we were in Target last night, and you could just hear it. Like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was like, and you can hear it on. They must have like those metal roofs, and oh my God, it started pouring. And we're in the store, and we're like, wow, that sounds like a deluge. Like it was coming down. I'm telling you. So, it is Friday, as I say. Friday's a great day for love spells. If anyone's out there doing any spells, spell works. Spell works. um, spell working. Friday's a good day for love spells, if you don't know. And other spells too. Love is in the air over here. We're all happy, happy. And doing fun and exciting things. So, okay. Where is Jeffree Star? What the heck, dude? Like that guy, I mean, I think I'm like a social media maven. He is a social media maven, okay? He posts constantly. Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube. He is a social media maven. He posts all the time. I mean, he doesn't do videos every day on YouTube, but like all the rest of social media, he's on there every day. And he has not been on in like days. I think it's been like, well, he posted some sort of mysterious tweet, I think yesterday or the day before, I forget which, saying like, please stop the pain or make the pain go away, or it's so much pain, or something about pain. So a lot of people are speculating. I don't think anything has changed. I didn't actually look most of the day today. I haven't really been online since this morning, but let's take a quick look here while I'm talking about it, just in case anything has changed. But last I knew, a lot of people were really speculating on what's going on with him. Nope. I mean, the last tweet that's showing on his Twitter was from 6 days ago. And then 5 days ago, he was responding to someone and seeming happy and positive. And then something happened, and nobody knows what exactly. There's been a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. I'm not even going to repeat them because, as far as I know, they're just rumors and speculation. And I'm not going to be part of that sort of train where you're just, it's like I say, when you assume things, you make an ass out of you and me, that sort of thing. It's true. Like, you can't guess. You don't know until it comes from the horse's mouth. So we don't know what's going on with him. There's all sorts of speculation out there. And if you're interested, just search on YouTube. You can find videos, and you can look on Twitter and find tweets, and people are
I know what's wrong with
speculating.
He got too much money. That's what's wrong with him. Once people get too much money, they start nutting up and they just go completely crazy bonkers and lose their minds.
I don't know, but I'd like to find out.
I think he needs to give some to us.
Right? No, but seriously, it seems like something. I mean, you never know with drama people, too. Like, if there's really something serious going on, seriously bad, or if it's just they're creating drama. But I don't know. I get the feeling something serious has happened and he's struggling. And I'm worried about him. I want to hear from him. I want to know he's okay. I actually like him. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I like him a lot. I always have. I think he's fun. I love his energy. I love him. I think he's great. And I know a lot of people don't, but sorry, I do. That's it. So I like who I like. And he's somebody that I like. I do get like these feelings about people, and I just get a good feeling about him. I feel like he's got a good heart, and he's a good person and a good soul, and I'm worried about him. I hope he's okay. So, yeah, I hope he checks in soon. Hey, Teresa, thanks for coming in. Yeah, so Teresa, I'm just talking about Jeffree Star, how he's been sort of MIA, and nobody knows what's going on with him. And he put out some sort of, tweet that was a little mysterious about how he's experiencing some pain right now, but he didn't say about what. He did just buy this huge mansion, like a McMansion castle in the sky in the hills, the Hollywood Hills. It's beautiful, gorgeous place. And he was just moving in. He and Nate and the dogs, and he was moving his mother in as well. And I know she's been having some health issues, so I hope she's okay. And yeah, but I'm worried for him. Just because he's wealthy doesn't mean he's not a human being still. Like, doesn't still have problems. Money does not solve all your problems. If you think that, you're wrong. It doesn't, Doesn't matter where you are in life. If you're rich or poor, you have problems. Everybody has problems. Money, it can make your life more comfortable, and it certainly can make your life easier, and you certainly can have a lot more stuff, but then you have a lot more bills too, and a lot more taxes, and everybody's got problems. It doesn't matter what your situation is. So nobody escapes the problems of life. So yeah, I feel for him. I hope he's okay. So we shall see what happens with Jeffree Star. What else? I know Miss Wonderful has been having some problems herself. Miss fucking Wonderful. Her dad's been having some health issues, so I feel for her. And she's been having some problems with some friendships in her life and some people not supporting her. And I was very pleased to see that she made up with Bargain, because I love Bargain. I think she's awesome. And I knew they were very close, and I was hoping that they would mend, and they did. So I was really pleased to see that. So that's good news. I never like to see friendships break. So I'm pleased. Everybody needs good friends, so it was good that they were able to mend. And that is true, Marceline. But great style and obviously great business acumen, you know. um, yeah. So send good positive energy to Katie. I hope her dad's going to be okay, and I hope she's going to be okay. And you know, life gets tough. It does. Life gets tough. You know, I look at her. She's 32 years old, and I guess like the reason why I like her, her personality and a lot about her does remind me of my eldest, and my eldest is about to have a birthday next month. My only son is having a birthday next week, and then my eldest daughter and my eldest child is having a birthday next month, just a couple weeks after that. And I just realized that she's turning 28. And it like hit me really hard for some reason. I'm like, oh my God, how do I have a 28-year-old child? It's insane. Like, that's 2 years away from 30. And I was like, I'm getting old. I said to Wayne, like, I'm getting old, dude. Like, she's going to be out of her 20s soon. It's crazy. So, yeah. And my son, you know, he's just sprouting up like a weed, and he's so tall, and, you know, he's well into his teens, and he wants to be a basketball star. That's his big thing. So, you know, it's just God. These kids, they just grow up fast, and phew, there was your life. Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Did you see everything you want to see? Do everything you want to do? I'm telling you, when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. As you age, it's just like, phew, time is relative. It's slower when you're young. And when you're older, it's just like, phew, mew, mew, mew. There go the days, you know? Wow. That was another year. Whew, that was quick. Like, slow down. Hey, Purple Quartz, thanks for coming in. You know what I'm saying? How are you feeling, honey? I hope you're good. I am going to get a vape out to you, too. I just been busy, but I am going to do that for you. Yeah, it's just like these, whew, the time just flies, and I just can't believe I'm going to have a 28-year-old child. Oh, but anyway, Miss Wonderful, she does remind me a little bit of my daughter Rosalie, and she's got the same kind of spunk and fire that my daughter Rosalie does. So she reminds me of her, and so I guess that's part of what endears me to her, and I am old enough to be her mother. You know, I never really thought of it that way, but it's true. I'm old enough to be her mother. And I mean, I did have my first child pretty young. I was 23. And nowadays it seems like women are waiting to have children. They're not having them as young. And certainly my daughters are waiting, and I'm glad. I'm not ready for my first grandchild. I'll be happy when the time comes, but I'm glad they're waiting. You know, it was really young. I was talking to Wayne about it the other day. Having a child at 23, like, it was young. Luckily for me, like, I was always very maternal. I always knew I wanted to have children. Believe it or not, even though I'm as sort of wild and crazy and eccentric as I am, I always wanted the American dream. I wanted the house and the white picket fence and the husband and the children. I was brought up with my grandmother sort of being like my closest family member, even though I was raised by my mother. My grandmother was my rock, and my mother's mother. And I named my second daughter after her, Emily. And my grandmother was very maternal. She was the matriarch of the family. You know, she kept everybody in line. She ran the family. She did so much. Now, it was different times, and she was also an alcoholic. Chain smoked, you know, and drank like straight friggin' vodka. You know, she was like Eastern Europe, you know, descent, and she was a trip. And she kind of ruled with an iron fist. She was very stern, but um, she was very loving to me. And I was an only child. My parents split when I was young, and my mother worked. I didn't see my father a ton. Like, I saw my dad pretty regularly on weekends, but I would go away for the whole summer with my mother. So I wouldn't see my father at all in the summer times. And yeah, like I was kind of a lonely, quiet, shy, introverted kid. Believe it or not. I know that's hard to believe, but I really was. And I was insecure and I had a lot of issues. And my mother wasn't warm and fuzzy and maternal. So it was my grandmother who gave that to me, that warm, fuzzy, maternal comfort and love and acceptance and just all that stuff, you know, the traditions and, you know, all that stuff you expect from like a family. Like, I felt like I got that more from my grandmother. So I was very bonded to my grandmother. Even just simple stuff like watching TV, and I would put my head in her lap and she would like stroke my hair, and you know, it was like just like touching and stuff. Like, my mother never touched me. So, you know, it was kind of nice to get that sort of affection, that physical affection and stuff from my grandmother. And yeah, she died when I was 19. I was actually with the guy, dating the guy that I was eventually going to marry and have children with, but we weren't married yet. I had no children yet. And that's sort of sad for me that my grandmother never got to see my children. Um, really sad, actually. You know, that I would have loved for her to have been around to see my kids and interact with them and stuff. But at any rate, it was her that sort of gave me that, you know, that craving for family and tradition and wanting all that, you know, just like I say, like the sort of typical American dream. And unfortunately, it didn't quite go that way for me. But that's always what I wanted. Like, I wanted to marry one guy and have kids and just have like a normal life. And it did not go that way, people. I've had a very chaotic life, you know, and that's okay too. Like, I do appreciate the path and I appreciate where I've been and what I've been through, even if it's negative. Like, there's always something to glean from it, you know, something to learn and something to take away from it. So, oh, you're an unwanted accident. I kind of don't believe in that when it comes to children, in a way. Um, but, so I always knew I wanted kids. And you know, unfortunately, that made me kind of jump the gun a little bit. And I really I couldn't wait to have kids. So I probably hooked up with the wrong guy. Well, not probably, I definitely did. And, you know, Wayne and I, we sort of talk a lot about what would have happened if we had met when we were young, how different our lives would have been. But here we are, making the best of it now. So yeah, I did have children very young, and you know, certainly I loved being a parent. I loved having children. I love babies. I love little children. Like, I loved all of it. And I was really into it. I was really into my parenting and everything. Oh, yeah. So we're the same, Marceline. You know, I really just didn't have a lot of affection from actually out of the two people, my father was more physically affectionate. But I didn't see him all that often. And then he got remarried when I was 13, and that was really tough for me. And when I found out my stepmother was having a baby, I was like mortified. Um, and then I had my own issues with my father. And so, you know, yeah, it was kind of a not the best um, growing up necessarily. I do have a stepbrother. We're not close, which is sad. Um, I always wanted to be close with him, but he just never really seemed into it. So that's kind of sad because when I was 13, 14, you know, when he was born, I can remember like I adored him when he was born. And I played with him and loved him and whatnot. But then I kind of hit my late teens and then I went off and did my own thing. So I didn't see him for like years and years and years and years and years. And I guess he just never felt that there was a big bond. So he just wasn't really interested in a relationship. And it's kind of sad. But people have busy lives, live far away from each other. It's hard. But but this has a lot to do with, like I should talk about, the breakdown of family and the breakdown of community that we've had in this country. And it's true, and it does affect things. Um, yeah. So, yeah, we do have a lot in common, Marceline. That's crazy. Um, yeah, alcoholism runs in my family. Yeah, all that. So, anyway, the point is that I settled down very young. Um, and uh, you know, it is what it is. But I'm glad, the point was to this whole crazy story, I'm glad that my daughters are experiencing life and having fun and getting out there and traveling and enjoying their lives. My two adult daughters, I'm glad they're doing all that before they're making the decision to settle down and have children. And and I want them also to meet the right person to do that with, because that does matter. And you know, and I think because my older daughters were teenagers when I had two more children and there was a big gap, that they were able to see the reality of having a baby and a toddler and a lot of kids in the house and trying to have a career as well. I mean, they know how much work it is. You know, I think some girls, young women, will see a baby and they think it's like this little doll that they're going to have so much fun and put it in little outfits and love it and hold it and kiss it and, you know, the whole thing. And they don't realize, like, the extent of the commitment. They really don't. There's no way for them to know. You really don't know until you've been through it. But at least for my older daughters, they got a pretty good glimpse of how much work it is and how expensive it is and all of it. So it's good because they're not rushing into that. They want to have some time for themselves, and they should. And I'm glad that they're waiting. So yeah, that's that. What else was I going to chit chat about tonight? You know, it's hard. Like, relationships don't always work out, you know, and it's good if you can end things in a copacetic way. And the funny thing is with a lot of partners that I've had, I have been able to end in a copacetic way. Sometimes it takes a little time. Like, I think if a relationship ends, you can't necessarily be friends right away. You can't just go from being partners and being in a relationship and being in, you know, if you're in a serious committed relationship with somebody, you can't just have it end and then instantly just change the dynamic and say, oh, okay, we're just friends now. It doesn't really work that way. At least it never did for me. Oftentimes, like, I would need time to grieve the relationship and to fall out of love. And then once that had happened, then I could be friends with the people. And oftentimes I have stayed friends with people I've been involved with romantically. But it does take some time. Yeah, I don't think you can just switch to that dynamic right away. But it's good when you can do that, you know. Just because a relationship doesn't work out doesn't mean you have to hate the person or, you know, despise them or anything like that. You know, it's good when things can be copacetic. The only way they aren't is if, you know, one person, I guess, feels very wronged, you know. Or if there was, you know, abuse or whatever. It depends on the circumstances. But, you know, hopefully you were involved with someone decent. Like, let's say, for instance, someone who might continue to pay your bills after, you know, you broke up. Lucky for me, I have such a wonderful boyfriend. And he's so kind and giving and good to people, even if they don't deserve it. So, yeah.
Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Wayne's got a big heart. He really does. And, yeah. He definitely does things for people sometimes that they do not deserve. Unbelievable. Anyway, moving along. Got my Skull Cup tonight. Drinking some lemonade. Non-spiked. Just plain old lemonade. Hey, Dreama. Thanks for coming in. Luckily, that person hasn't popped their head up for a while, and whew, isn't it nice? Nice and quiet around the paranormal lately. Oh, we don't miss her, do we? So somebody sent me a little clip from Riley's video. I guess he's struggling, and I guess I didn't watch it. It was a huge, long video, like an hour, over an hour, hour and a half or something. And there's no way I'm going to sit through that. What's that?
I said it has been awfully quiet lately.
I know, it's so nice. Peace. Quiet. Yeah, so Riley did this really long video. And somebody sent me a clip. I did go and check it out. I just skimmed through it, really. It's too long for me. But from what I can gather, it's the usual beg fest. He's looking for people to, you know, to give money. But I guess his wife is still ill with this mysterious illness, and that has never been diagnosed, but it's been suggested everything from miscarriage to cancer to but there's never actually been a diagnosis, I guess. So, you know, it's a new year and everything, and I've been thinking about it, and, you know, Riley's looking a little green under the gills. The green-eyed monster seems to have attacked Riley, and he seems to be upset. He doesn't think he's going to be able to continue his channel. He's worried because, you know, YouTube now has all these anti-bullying rules. Like there's a new anti-bullying policy and everything. So a lot of these, as they call them, reaction channels, they might be going the wayside because that could be construed as bullying. Certainly, a lot of them do really, really seem like bullying. Um, Critiquing is one thing, but critiquing on a consistent, regular basis, that's a lot of energy to put into, especially if your focus is one person, that's a lot of energy to put into somebody else that's negative. In fact, I would even propose that you could be sending negative energy to that individual so that you're essentially cursing them. So, yeah. Um, Now, I do think a lot of people get on the internet to escape their real lives, and a lot of people get on the internet with angst. Maybe they're not happy with their real life. I mean, all you have to do is look at all the people who have online affairs. I mean, come on, we all know online affairs is a huge issue where people are in a relationship but they're not feeling emotionally fulfilled, so they reach out and have some sort of romantic relationship with a person online where they have zero intention of actually being with that person. Not, don't get me wrong, there are people that are hoping to have, to eventually dump the first relationship and get in and stay in the next. But there's also a different sort of group of people where they're really just wanting to have an online thing. They don't want to ever be with that person in real life. They just want to have a little online fun. And for them, they don't see it as cheating. They're just getting a lot of emotional needs filled that they don't have within the relationship or the marriage or whatever it is. And sometimes they like the cyber sex thing too. And then, there's also people, men, mostly men, I would say for this category. Men, there's a lot of men who do like the online, webcam girls and all that shit. All sorts of things, but that's different. I'm talking about people who just, let's say they get on Twitter and then they meet somebody and then they start chatting and then they have like this sort of almost like a relationship with them, but it's, maybe they exchange photos, maybe they video chat, whatever it is they do, but they don't ever have the intention of meeting that person, and they just have some sort of fling with them that lasts however long it lasts, and then it fizzles out or something happens to cause it to end or the person gets bored or whatever. But they're not real life relationships. And in the same way, that kind of whole escape thing, and it's just like, it's fantasy escape. But in the same way, you have other people who get online looking for an escape from their own lives and from like the problems of their lives, and maybe they're getting online for entertainment or whatever. But when it comes to YouTube people, I do think there's like this huge amount of people that get online and they get on YouTube and they become active as creators or even as just people watching, and they're not happy or satisfied in their lives, or they have this angst or whatever, and they take it out via the internet and they become nasty, whether they're trolls or whether they're creators attacking other people nonstop, or maybe some of the reaction channels, maybe they just do it solely for the money, and the nastier the better. That's probably the more followers you're going to get, the more extreme you are. I agree it's cheating, Dreama. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you 1,000%. I think if you're having an emotional affair with someone online and you're not telling your spouse, it doesn't matter if there's no physicality involved, it's still cheating. I completely agree with you. Hopefully, I didn't act like I think that's okay. Not for me, certainly. I think if you're in a monogamous relationship and the two of you understand that and agree to that, no, you shouldn't be having an emotional affair over the internet. And it will fuck up the relationship, I guarantee you, one way or another. Because your heart is going to be somewhere else, not with your partner. So, yeah, I agree. That's definitely cheating. Um, anyway, I just got off track there for a minute because I saw your comment. But I do think there's a lot of people that get online and they're just nasty, you know, and I guess the internet offers a certain amount of anonymity, first of all, or also just a feeling of safety. Like you're home, you're in your home, or you know, you're behind this technology, so you feel safe. It doesn't matter how much you irritate a person or antagonize them or whatever, because they can't get to you. Right? You can, but most people don't act like that in real life. You know, it's not like you would be in a conversation in a living room, let's say, with somebody and be as rude and obnoxious as some people on the internet are. You know, the keyboard warriors. Um, so it's sort of strange to see how the internet has changed people. Um, I think that people are using the internet as an outlet sometimes for their angst. And I think it's an unhealthy outlet because I do think it can damage people. And certainly, you know, the whole reason why YouTube has come up with these policies is because of like suicides happening and whatnot. And, you know, and then when you get the accusations of like, you know, and it's been ripe for predators. The YouTube community is ripe for predators because you know you had the kids getting on here, and it's scary. It's scary stuff, and I think we can all agree the internet isn't going away. You know, and in some ways, it's affected positive change. You know, it's not all negative. Wayne and I probably would have never met if it weren't for the internet. So I certainly appreciate it. um, but yeah, but there are a lot of negative changes. So anyway, I've digressed wildly. So the point is that a lot of these reaction channels probably will die a death. Whether it's a slow death or a quick death, I don't know. But if they're going to demonetize people who were originally getting a good income from ad revenue, maybe they won't have the time or interest to do it because maybe they'll have to do something else as a way of making money. So anyway, I've been thinking about all of it, and you know, I don't love Riley, but you know, the thing is that I've never really despised Riley in the way that he thinks I do. Okay, um, he's done some things. He's made some choices I didn't agree with, and I certainly had some criticisms of him. But I tend to sometimes be a tough love sort of person, and sometimes I will push people a little bit. Um, to get them to think and re-examine things that they're doing. And oftentimes, if I am bold enough to do that with a person, it usually means I feel a little bit of affection for them, because if it's a stranger or if it's someone I hate, I wouldn't bother. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't bother to give them like life advice or criticize them, or pay any attention to them at all if it's somebody I despise, unless I'm defending myself. You know what I'm saying? So even though Riley, haven't always been a huge fan or agreed with everything or whatever, I still held a little bit of affection toward him because he was part of the paranormal, and because we did used to be friendlier at the beginning and whatnot. However, he's been so consistently just nasty to me, like really, like I feel below the belt nasty, that I sort of have started to really dislike him. I don't care for him, just because I feel he's been pretty mean and unnecessarily so, I guess, in my opinion. Like, he's just made me out to be a lot worse than I really am, I feel. And he's just seen me as like this enemy, and I certainly never viewed him that way. So I've been thinking about it, and maybe I ought to extend an olive branch and just, I don't know, offer to help a little bit. So I came up with a spell for Riley. I don't know if he'll see this, and or if he'll appreciate it, or if he will want to use the spell, but I did come up with a spell for Riley. So, sometimes I'll come up with spells that are like a 7-day spell or a 2-week spell. With this one, I think really you should just do it until it works. So, it's a pretty simple spell, and you're not going to need a lot of tools or equipment. Really, you can just use a mirror. It's a mirror spell. So if I were Riley, this is what I would do. Every morning when I woke up, I would go into the bathroom, where we know there's a mirror there, right? Usually most bathrooms have a mirror. And I would look in the mirror and I would say these 3 magic words every day. Get a job. You can repeat them 3 times in the mirror every morning. Get a job. Get a job. Get a job. Eventually, if you do that every morning, I know that spell will work. So, I hope that helps. Oh, Riley. Get a job, Riley. Get a job. Support your family. Honestly. It's one thing to get online and ask for help because you're having a hard time. And I really don't have an issue with people that do that. Everybody needs help at some point in their life. And like I said before, I have no issues with people asking for help. I have no issues with people making an income off YouTube if you have something to offer. What I have an issue with is just outright begging. If you're just begging constantly and telling your sob story constantly and begging and telling your sob story, it's just, after a while, it's not really a sob story, it's your life. And you're just continuing that, and not finding a solution for yourself. And the thing is that for the people that are giving to him, they are enabling him to, they're not helping him in any way, because he's never going to be able to get out of that situation. It's just going to be the same thing over and over and over, And whenever his next crisis is, and trust me, there will be another one because life is like that, he's going to have to do the same thing again, which is to get online, tell his sob story, and beg for money. And it's just never going to change. And as far as content, I just feel like all he's ever done is just bash Huff. You know, that's pretty much what his channel has been all about. And to have an income based on bashing another person, I just don't see how you can feel good about yourself, you know? Because really, you should be fucking thanking that person for all the money you've made. Not bashing them. You should be helping them. Right? You know, Riley tries to present it as he's like saved people. He saved people from Huff. But like, I mean, come on. It really would take one video to do that. Not however many he's made, 80, 90 videos. Like, it doesn't take that many. So, yeah. I mean, hey, DJ Raiders, I just want anybody who's watching, either now or later, I just want you for a minute to put yourself in the position and try to just empathize. If you were a creator on YouTube and you had someone who had a channel that was essentially dedicated to bashing you, to criticizing you, to putting you down, to making fun of you, whether any of his points are valid or not is not the issue. I do not support Huff. I would never work with Huff. I don't like him. I don't care for him. I do think he fakes stuff. It's not that I disagree with the things that Riley is saying. It's that I disagree with bullying. And I think if you're doing that over and over and over and over and over and over, it does start to border on bullying, you know. And I think it's almost like an obsession. Like he's obsessed with Huff. And that makes me think maybe he's a little jealous of Huff, you know, and the money that Huff makes at the end of the day. Just like the same with, it seems like a lot of that video today was dedicated to proving demons to Andrew. I don't hate Andrew, and I don't have an issue with him. It doesn't mean I think that everything Andrew does is real, but I don't have a problem with it. It's a whole different thing from what Wayne and I do, but who's to say it doesn't have a place? You know, it's entertainment, and it's generated for a younger audience. Maybe the kids get a kick out of that. You know, it's almost like telling ghost stories around the campfire. You know, it's just, it's a whole different thing. And it is entertainment. And clearly Andrew is good at it. So more power to him. And it seems like Riley is just kind of jealous. So, yeah. I'm a huge fan of the color green, but I don't know that it looks that good on you, Riley. Clearly jealous. So, anyway, that's my little thing about that. Commentary about that. What else was I going to talk about? I saw that Onision has stopped tweeting. He's gone private again. And I think Chris Hansen did another video, another live stream about Onision. I don't even know who was the guest. I've been too busy. I certainly didn't watch it. And I don't even know who the guest was. But I will say this. Evidently, there's another predator on the block by the name of, oh, what is it? It'll come to me in a moment. Misery. And he truly, really, I think, is a predator. I think he might have, well, I don't like to slander people, so I'm not going to talk out of my ass. And there's other people taking care of that, doing videos and whatnot, but he's evidently been booted from several communities before, and now he's drifted into the true crime community, which, from what I understand, is pretty riddled with shady motherfuckers. The true crime community. But yeah, all of a sudden this guy just kind of came out of nowhere and hooked up with Laura Keck, Perplexed QT, who is the other person giving purple a bad name, and there seems to be a few of them floating around these days, giving purple a bad name. My color. Oh. Got some people copying it, other people, and hey, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, and I have a good eye for trends and a good eye for style. So, I don't mind when people want to emulate me and do the same thing that I do, unless I don't like them. And then I'm kind of like, ew, why are you doing that? You're making me look bad. So, yeah. But I guess that woman had hooked up with this Misery, and she's a mother as well. So it's been suggested he's a predator, that he sort of preys on young boys or underage boys, and it's scary. It's scary to think that these people are just like, flocking to YouTube as a way to prey on younger people. So avoid that one is my, suggestion. And he just, if nothing else, he seems to be sort of one of these shock jocks. And I think he may have even been on Howard Stern or something. I don't know, I forget. But I was never really a huge fan of Howard Stern. The whole shock jock thing never really impressed me all that much, I mean, I can see the humor and the appeal, I guess, at times, but a lot of it seems very sophomoric, and it's just not my style. It's just not my style. So that's me. I can appreciate sophomoric humor. I can, but not nonstop, not on a regular, consistent basis. You have to sort of be in the right frame of mind for that, I think. And, yeah. I don't necessarily think it's just, I don't know, it's just like it's lower level, I guess. And you can't be higher level all the time, you can't be a saint, and you can't be, you certainly don't want to be snobbish, and you can't be, that's another reason why I never really liked the yoga community even. It was just all this just light and love nonstop. It was just a little unrealistic. Like, everybody has bad days and everybody gets grumpy, and it's unrealistic to be unbalanced in, or too extreme in one direction or the other. Like, life isn't horrible all the time, but it's also not perfect all the time, you know? I guess I'm just a little bit more of a realist. Like, when I see anything going to one extreme or the other, it feels unbalanced to me. So it just doesn't resonate with me. And there's a lot of that in the yoga community. And then again, also a lot of abuses within that community too. You know, you've got teachers coming along acting as gurus and then sleeping with all their students. Bikram. You know, so um, whenever someone has a position of power, unfortunately, power oftentimes leads to abuse. It's sad. It's sad but true. Um, Bikram. Oh man. I was in yoga teacher training when the whole Bikram story was really starting to um, break, and people were shocked, real shocked. I think there's a movie on Netflix now about it, but yeah. I'm getting. Did I say hi to you, Lady Norn? I can't remember if I did, but hi. If I didn't. I'm getting to where I'm backing off channels that do a bunch of screaming. Perplexed QT, Savage. Well, I don't like Savage. Straight off the bat. Never have. Not that I've known of her for a huge amount of time, but obviously she's friendly with everyone that's friendly with her that we shall not speak of, whose bills we just stopped paying. Um, Spirit Finder, as far as Spirit Finder is concerned, I agree with Katie. It's low hanging fruit. Clearly, she's got some mental issues there, and I just don't attack people like that if I know and I'm aware, unless I'm just defending myself. Um, yeah, it seems pretty obvious she's got some stuff going on, and you know, I don't think. I think I might even still be subbed to her on my Ghost Queen Oracle channel. I'm not sure. But I was subbed to her at one point, just checking her out. Clearly, she was never going to like me anyway. I mean, come on. She's like a Jesus freak Bible thumper. So they usually don't love me. But I don't, you know, I won't dislike someone just because they're Christian. You know, I don't have a problem with them, but a lot of times they have a problem with me. But the Bible thumpers do. But I, you know, thought she had a. I don't think she's a bad person, I guess is what I'm going to try and say. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's a fanatic, and I think most fanatics are a little crazy. And I guess I almost find her a little bit endearing because she reminds me of many people you will meet in the South. And they're characters. She's a character. You know, I like characters. You know, there's something about them I just like. You know, and like in Newport where I used to live, we used to see a guy who would stand on the corner talking to himself constantly in just like a suburban neighborhood, not even like downtown, you know, just like on the corner of like some suburban neighborhood. And he would just, so you would drive by like going somewhere during your day, you would see him just like standing on the corner, like having a whole conversation with the sky, but always looking really happy, you know. And like he was a character and he became like a fixture you would always see, and he was endearing. But you don't take people like that seriously, do you? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But no, I don't like people that scream or have and I will say sometimes I talk too loud, um, and I'm not aware of like how loud I'm being, or that can be an issue with me sometimes. So if I'm doing it, tell me and I'll tone it down. But I don't like people who have shrill, annoying voices. I don't like people that are constantly in a state of high emotion, no matter what that emotion is. It's once again, it's too extreme for me. It's too unbalanced. I don't like people that are angry all the time. Who wants to watch that? Or people that are constantly miserable, or whatever it is. Like, that's just not going to appeal to me. There has to be some depth of character there, and yeah, you know, a lot of times with those people, I don't see a lot of it, and maybe some of it is put on for YouTube. I don't know. Um, I don't know, but I don't see myself as being like when you take that Savage, for instance. She doesn't strike me as anybody I'd be friendly with in real life. Like, I can't see her as being a girlfriend of mine. So why would I watch her on YouTube? Like, it's just, there wouldn't be anything there to draw me in. Um, that's that. I don't sense a lot of depth of character there. And granted, I don't know her, but she seems pretty nasty and she seems pretty desperate for attention. Um, those are my first impressions, and I have not spent a lot of time watching her. I've just, like, I saw a video or two here or there just checking her out, or if somebody, sort of drew my attention to her. But, yeah. So, yeah. Um, and then, as far as that Savage is concerned, I know she spent a long time attacking Katie, and she does seem like she's kind of obsessed. And I know how that feels. I've had my people obsessed with me. It's just, that's not, you know, there's something wrong there, when a person is that obsessed with another person, especially if it's of the same sex. Weird. But um, there's got to be something there, like jealousy or envy, or um, I think in Katie's case, she does. She envies her, and I can see why. I think Katie has a very likable, bubbly personality, and she's fiery, um, and she's sweet. You can sense a sweetness about her, even though she's very protective of herself. She clearly has a lot of walls up and a lot of guarding of herself. She's very protective. Um, you can tell she's a loving person to the people she's close to. You get a feel for it. So, yeah. And I'm not saying Savage doesn't love the people that she loves, but there's just a particular, and everyone can be nasty. It's not like one person is evil and the devil and the other person isn't. But I don't know, you get a feel for, some people are more invested in their cruelty and their meanness and their nastiness than others. They get a particular charge out of being that way. Some people do it and then they feel like shit about it, or they feel provoked into it, or they're kind of being defensive about it, or whatever. Savage kind of strikes, I mean, even the name itself, Savage, is what she chose for herself. Clearly that's the image she wants to project. And again, it's just like kind of being that shock jock type thing. It's just, it doesn't impress me. And I think it's it's almost cursing yourself in a way, you know, to keep you on that particular, you know, vibrational level of that's who you are creating yourself to be, is someone who is savage. And if you have to go around intimidating everyone as a means of getting whatever it is that you need, I don't know, it doesn't impress me, it doesn't resonate with me. It certainly doesn't seem very feminine, I'll say that much. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just, it's not. And I am a chick who in real I'm softer on here than I am in real life. I will admit that. Like in real life, I'm have been known to be a pretty tough chick. I have a sharp edge to me too. But it's not that I ever want to nurture in myself. If anything, I always try to soften up more. Because again, it's protective. So although I guess I can understand it, it wouldn't be an image I would necessarily want to project to the world saying this is who I am, because that isn't who I want to be. And that's not what I like to nurture in myself. It's definitely defensive in me, or it's protective of people that I love. But like, that's not who I want to be on the whole, and that's not how I interact with people on the whole. Yeah, anyway, I'm speaking about her way too longer than I think is necessary. She doesn't need my focus. So that's that. Good night, Marceline. Thanks for coming in. Love you, girl, and see you soon, I hope. I'm not sure if we're streaming tomorrow night. I think Wayne and I are planning on having date night. So I might do something different tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream during the day. Or I'll stream like late night. So it'll be one or the other. I'm not sure. But so join me tomorrow if you're around. If not, have a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Yeah, so that's that. I did get a bunch of new slimes. I'm playing with a pink one. I love how all the slimes have different textures. This one's getting a lot of air in it right now. So it's like really, I don't know, but they're all different. That one is like a mix and mash. So it came with stuff you can put in it, gold and silver glitter. Excuse me, I'm still sort of froggy from my allergies. But I didn't put them in. Then I got this one, which is a butter one, and it said it had a fruit punch scent, but I didn't get the scent. It barely smells at all. But the butter slime is sort of like, it almost feels oily when you first open it up, but it does have a cool texture, and it's very stretchy. Although I just ripped that one. You have to sort of play with it for a while, and as it warms up, it'll get stretchier. But I like the butter ones. They're nice. See, there you go. That's a good stretch. So I like that one, but no scent. Probably because it was like a cheap one. I think if you get the certain brands will have a better scent than others. Oh, you're starting your Reiki 1 and 2 classes tomorrow? No way! I know we had talked about that. That is awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. That was a good direction for you to go in, and I'm proud of you and impressed and happy. Couldn't be more pleased to hear that news. Thank you, honey. Back at ya. Love you, Marceline. This one is called, oh, what did they call this? I think they called it Fluff. And I liked the bubblegum color. And this one does have a scent. It's strawberry, and it's got a strong strawberry scent. But I had never played with this kind of slime before. And it is fluffy, almost like when you stretch it out, it looks like bubble gum. But as it stretches, it gets this weird, light, like almost cottony texture. It's very strange. I love it. It's my favorite new slime. So yeah, that's like the fluff one. Then I got this, which I haven't even opened yet. I thought it was slime, and it's like banana and chocolate, I think, scented. But it's not slime. You can only play with it for like 10 minutes, and then it starts to set. And it's for making your own squishies. So that's kind of cool. So I haven't opened it yet because I think I'm going to get like a cookie cutter or something to make a shape. So I can make my own slime squishy. And then I got this one, which was the Nickelodeon slime. Super gooey fun smoothie slime. And it was cute because it looks like a little milkshake. And in the top, it has these little styrofoam balls, which I do actually love to put in slime. I love these things in slime. But I didn't put it in yet because I wanted to play with the slime by itself. And it's got a little, you know, pom-pom, which is supposed to be a cherry. Now Juju's going to eat it. Don't eat that. Great wee dog. But I got this slime out last night, and Wayne and I were watching a show, and I was playing with it for a minute, and I had him touch it. And he said to me, that's like the slime we used to get when we were little kids. Now, if you remember, back in the 70s, 80s, whatever, they had slime. It came out as a thing, slime, and it was green, and that was it. Like, that was the only thing. It was just green slime. It was one color, one texture, one company, and that's it. But we don't live in those days anymore, do we? Now there's like 80 million things and 80 different choices and blah, blah, blah. But it is like the old-fashioned slime that we used to get when we were kids. So the same texture and consistency and all of it. And this one has a scent too, and I don't know that I can describe it. It's very strange. Not necessarily unappealing. Yeah. So I'm always picking up slimes. I can't help it. I'm in a slime phase. I'm past the squishy phase. Now we're on a slime phase. Ay, ay, ay. My desk looks like it belongs to a 6-year-old. But that's me. Oh, and I pick up these sometimes. So, you know, the Aaron's Thinking Putty I like, and I have a magnetic one, and it comes with a magnet inside. But I saw like a cheapy brand that came with this magnet, so I got it just for the magnet. And then I've got like some other cheapy brands, like one reacts to UV light, one glows in the dark, and then of course there's the clear one that they call glass. I love the clear glass putty. I don't know why, I just do. I love playing with the clear putty. It's cool, I like it, and that's that. It is so. Yeah, Wayne's always laughing at me, and I him, but not in a way of malice, in a playful, fun way. So I had the guy come to fix my phone the day before yesterday, and in the evening, and unfortunately, if you have insurance for your phone, as we do, and you have a broken front screen and a broken back screen, they can't repair it. You can either trade in they can either just replace the phone for you, with a new phone, and evidently it's not a brand new phone, it's like a reconditioned one. But that costs $200. Or you can do what he suggested to us, which is what we did, which is we ordered, well, Wayne did it for me. I didn't do it. He ordered a back glass for me. How much was it, Wayne? $20?
Something like that.
It's like $20. So we ordered a back glass replacement for my phone. And I have the one in Orchid, which at the time, it was the closest to purple you really could get. I'm not going to take it out. Anyway, I'll just show you the back of my phone. So we're going to keep that, and then the guy's coming back next Wednesday, and he'll put it on for us, he said. And then he'll replace the front glass. See, that's the Orchid color. It looks gray, but it does have a somewhat of a little bit of a purpley tinge to it.
Almost like a lilac purple.
Like a, yeah, like, well, like a, I don't even know what I'd call the color, but orchid, but it really is gray. Anyway, so, huh? No, I'm saving all that for towards the end. So yeah, I'm going to finally have my phone sort of back and running. The only thing I will need, and this I'm reminding you, Wade, is a proper stylus.
Yep.
But that's not desperate. I do have that other one. So my phone will be semi-like new again, and I'm going to talk to the guy too, and I'm going to sweet talk him a little and see if he can get me a good battery this time. I doubt he can give me a brand new battery, but because they have to replace the battery anyway when they fix the phones. So I'm looking forward to that. I always like when my phone is nice and new. And yeah. Ooh, did my little light go out already? I think it did. I got this little light tonight. We ran to Lowe's right before the stream because I had to get some more fire ant treatment for the mounds. And he had to get some sandpaper, and we needed a filter for the air conditioning system. And I needed to get a new air plant for my little thing sculpture here, which I did, as you can see, and I glued that back in. And I saw one on clearance for $5, which I grabbed. Oh, the light is still barely going. I wonder if it needs like a new battery. It must, because it was brighter at the start of the show. But yeah, so I got this one on clearance because I thought it was cute. And the air plant was dead, but I got another one to replace it. So it looks kind of wintry, like there's fake snow in there, and it's got the little air plant. I love those little air plants. I think they're adorable. And yeah, so I got that earlier at Lowe's. Raquel, hello. Welcome to the stream. Great to see you. I'm so happy to see you here. I miss you. Let's talk soon. How are you? I've been wondering how you're doing. I know the holidays get crazy, so I'm not judging. I get busy too. God, I sometimes I'm horrible. I can be a horrible friend. Horrible friend, I will tell you. I'll admit it now. I can ignore my friends for such long periods of time, and I won't think to call them, or I won't think to check in. In fact, my friend Lewis, who's a very old friend of mine, he's a guy that used to live in Rhode Island. He was one of my best friends, and he's gay, and he's a horse guy, and he's cool, and he's cute, and he's awesome, and he's fun, and he lives in Florida now, and I'm thinking of him right now. I need to call him again. Yeah, I forget to check in on people. I just get so busy. But I do miss you, Raquel, and how are you? And thanks for coming into the stream. Life is crazy. And with you, you have younger children too, and I know how that is. That's even harder. it's harder when you have young kids to have any kind of social life for yourself at all. To have any kind of life for yourself at all when you have young kids. But here's the good news. It goes fast. And before you know it, boom, they're grown up. I was just talking about that earlier. So, couple things. Let me just see if there was anything else I wanted to talk about before I head down this direction. I am going to just read the daily spell for the day because I love this little book. What is the date today? Is it the 9th? I don't even know. Let me look. My calendar's right in front of me. It's the 10th. Okay. So the daily spell for today. A garnet talisman for women's ailments. Your favorite, so this is what you'll need. Your favorite incense or a scented candle, jeweler's wire, a garnet stone, and that's a red stone. And, you know, and I'll just interject here. If you need to replace something in a spell, go ahead and do that. Just get something similar. I've done that before. Like you could use red jasper instead of garnet, or if you're lucky enough to have a ruby instead of a garnet, that would probably be even better. But you know, whatever. Work with what you've got. And you need a long necklace, chain, or leather thong. I've never heard that said like that. A leather thong? I guess they just mean a leather piece of string, whatever. Yeah, I guess, what do you call that? I guess it is a leather thong. I didn't know that. I've never worked with leather. All right. Garnets are related to the root chakra and can be used in healing and reproductive disorders. Can be used in healing reproductive disorders. I'm sorry, I said that incorrectly. And regulating the menstrual cycle. If you've been suffering from uncomfortable periods or cramps or just feel a bit off kilter during that time of the month, make this simple talisman, healing talisman, using a garnet and some jeweler's wire. Use the jeweler's wire to wrap the garnet stone. Work slowly, imagining the energy of the garnet working its healing magic on your body. As you wrap the wire, say, body and blood, healthy and whole. With garnet energy, pain be gone. Attach the wrapped stone to the chain or the leather thong. And you could use any sort of, you could use yarn, ribbon, whatever. It doesn't have to be a chain or leather, you know, whatever, anything to wear around your neck. And wear it around your neck when you start feeling symptoms. So that's the little spell for the day. Yeah, I mean, cord. I guess cord would be the word I would use. Leather cord. But they said thong. Maybe it's from an author from a different country. Because sometimes they have different words. It says the Keepsake Journal, written by High Priestess Patty Wigington, a Wicca expert and author, gives you an entire year of easy spells that span every season, for everything from prosperity, love, and harmony to good luck, strength, and inner peace. There is space to record the results, journal your spell notes, and add your own tweaks and observation. Each spell includes a short list of ingredients and tools and a simple set of instructions for what to say and do. It's published out of New York. I haven't heard of that woman, but I'm not a huge Wicca person either, so perhaps I wouldn't have. It doesn't say anything about the author, so I don't know. They could be British or Canadian. Both places have a lot of Wicca people, but Wiccans, I guess I should say, not Wicca people, Wiccans. Yeah. Hot flashes, right? Well, we can get into that another day. I'm postmenopausal myself, but I never really got a lot of hot flashes as I recall. Um, Here's what I would suggest if you're menopausal or postmenopausal or premenopausal or whatever. If you're dealing with those issues, try not to focus on it. I know that seems kind of like I'm simplifying the whole thing, and I don't want to be dismissive, certainly, but seriously, anything that you feed is going to get stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I think I really didn't experience a ton of menopausal symptoms because I just didn't focus on it. You know? And I tried, and I am pretty in tune with my body. I really am. I notice when there's changes within my body, but and if you are having horrific symptoms, I would say get on hormone replacement therapy. Seriously, that's what it's there for, and that is all that menopause is about is changes in hormones. So you don't need a magic spell for that. You need hormones to replace the hormones that aren't there if you're having severe symptoms. So, yeah, I wouldn't, you know, I don't know why women don't do that if they're having really severe symptoms. Just go get the hormones, you know? That's what I would do if I was having strong symptoms of menopause. Maybe there are natural remedies to replace those hormones. I'm not aware of them because I've never researched it because it was never an issue for me. If I did have symptoms, they were probably mild enough that whatever crazy stress I was having in my life at the time overrode it. Like I just didn't pay attention that much. It wasn't that important. So yeah. Well, thank you, Debbie. See, she had an answer right there. That's why I have good friends. They can answer the questions I can't. How are you, Debbie? Yeah, good. Good, 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 good. I did for a while, and then I stopped for several reasons, but I just haven't felt the need to take them back up. So when I did do hormone replacement for a little while, but it wasn't for symptoms necessarily that I was having. I'm trying to remember why I did go on it. I think what happened was, all right, with me, it was kind of crazy because I was getting a birth control shot. I forget what it's called, but I was getting that shot where you get one shot every 3 months. And clearly at the time, I wanted to make for damn sure I didn't get pregnant. And although I have had many doctors in the past when I was younger tell me that I might not be able to get pregnant, I was fertile myrtle. You winked at me and I got pregnant. So, I've actually been pregnant a total of 8 times throughout my life that I am aware of. And, yeah, I was told at a pretty, I think I was 17 when they said I might never have children. Well, that was absolutely not true. So, the doctors don't always know exactly what they're talking about. Oh, you DJ Raiders, you're going to Taco Bell for a late night run? Awesome. I'm sorry this spun off into a very girly type chat. Forgive me. We are going to talk about paranormal stuff in a minute. So if you want to come back, feel free. The girl talk will probably be over by then. I'm doing a longer stream than I normally do. I normally don't stream more than an hour. It's going to be a little bit longer tonight. But at any rate, I did. So I was getting this shot, this birth control shot. So I got it once every 3 months, and what happens when you get that shot? I almost had it, the name of it, Depo-Provera, I want to say, something like that. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what it was called. But when you're getting that shot, you don't actually have a period, and even when you stop getting the shot, so I was in a relationship for a couple of years, I was getting the shot, and then I got out of the relationship. I knew I wouldn't be having sex with anyone for a while because I knew it was going to take me a while to grieve this relationship and move on, and it did. So I went off of the shot to give my body a break, because I don't think you should ever stay on birth control like nonstop for like years and years and years and years and years. Like, I do think it's good to give your body a break. So I went off of it, and my period wasn't coming back. And I was talking to my healthcare provider about it, like, what's going on? I'm not getting my period. And they were like, oh, well, when you get that shot, like, I think the one I was getting was Depo-Provera, but I could be wrong. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm right. All right, yeah, so it was Depo-Provera. I can't believe I remembered that. Oh, my God, that's amazing. So, yeah, I think they call it the Depo shot. So I was getting the Depo shot, and then I went off of it, and, like, I think, like, a good 3 months went by, and I still hadn't gotten a period. I'm like, this is getting crazy. Then 6 months goes by, no period. I'm like, okay, what's up? You know? So I had to go see a specialist because they were actually a little concerned, you know. And I've told that story before about how the guy looked between my legs, and he was this old GYN, like old, like, you know, he looked like he was 70s. And he's like, oh, you're definitely not menopausal. And I'm like, how can you tell that just by looking at my hoo-ha? And he's like, oh, because I've looked at a lot of them, and trust me, I know, you're not menopausal. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, there's color changes, and then there's, you know, lubrication changes, and you're not menopausal. And I'm like, okay, dude, now you're making me uncomfortable. But he was funny. He was really funny. It actually didn't come across as creepy, although it's a little creepy. But it was funny at the time, and I like people who can joke around in awkward situations. So then I had to, like, have more tests and all sorts of stuff, and it turns out, yes, I was menopausal. So I guess I'm lucky. I don't know. It was, trust me, my period never came back, and I'm not on birth control. I'm not, it's done. It's a wrap. But at the time, I was in my 40s, and it seemed early, you know. Yeah, so anyway, maybe the shot helped it along. Who knows? You know, I was on that shot for a good probably year and a half. Maybe it helped it along. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, I don't even know. Why did I go down that route? Who knows where my crazy brain goes? Anyway, am I forgetting anything? Did I have more points I wanted to mention? I don't think so. What is, you're waiting? You're excited? I was pretty excited because it meant, like, I didn't have to use birth control anymore. And I haven't always loved the side effects of birth control throughout my life. And if anything, it was just like one less step to worry about. So I was glad to, and I didn't want, you know, not that I didn't want more children, but I had 4 children. I felt like that was plenty, and I felt like I was I always used to say I never wanted to get to the point where I would have to say I'm not having any more children, or like I never thought on my own I would get to the decision of I don't want any more children. I never felt like that was a phrase I could utter because I so loved my own children and having children, and I so love children and I love babies, and I never thought I would ever say that. But eventually, I kind of got to that point where I was like, you know what? I think I'm finally warming up to the idea of saying I'm done having children because, frankly, I was exhausted. And it's just like, I had done it for a long time. I had been a mom for most of my adult life. When I added up the amount of time I spent just breastfeeding alone, like, it was years of my life. So, like, yeah, I finally got to the point where I was done. And, however, having said that, now that I'm at the age that I'm at now, and now that all of my children are getting older, if there was a child in need and I felt called to it, who knows? But I won't be birthing any more children myself, for sure. Anyway, this is almost like a little sensory toy in itself. The styrofoam little balls to smush into the slime in the bag alone is like a little sensory toy to play with. I can find them. So, I wanted to show you my new box that Wayne, well, it's not my new box, it's my Ouija box, and it got a little refit, as we say in the yachting industry, when a boat is reconditioned or given a little makeover, they call it a refit. And my box got a little refit, and it's so pretty. Since, and we did this for a couple of reasons. First of all, I have the hair color change where I added the pink, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with that. Right now, it's sort of just, am I going to keep the pink at the roots, or am I going to put the pink on the ends? I'm still not sure. We'll see. But I think I'm going to keep the pink. I like it that much. So even though purple has been my signature color and my signature style for a good couple of years now, we're adding the pink. I've always loved pink. When I was a little girl, pink was my favorite color. I had pink walls. I've always been into pink. So now I've got two signature colors, purple and pink. So yeah, so Wayne printed out a new face for the Ouija box of mine, and he hand painted the pink letters and the black letters on there, and he made me pink knobs. He did have to paint those, but they look fabulous. Oh wait, are these the pink knobs? Why do they look really red right now? Anyway, yeah, they are pink. So yeah, I love the new look of my Ouija box. And he put that nice mesh in there for the grill because that was my idea actually, and I like it a lot. And I'm real happy with it. It looks fantastic, and I'm probably going to do a session with it in a minute. But I did want to share this news about the Dark Star boxes. That's a new thing. We haven't told anyone this. And Wayne, it's kind of funny because Wayne and I both came up with this idea at exactly the same time. And we do often work that way. A lot of times we are kind of just on the same wavelength. And right at the same time, we came up with this idea together. And that is to create a box where you can have interchangeable faceplates. So you can actually slide a different faceplate in, and you can't do that yet with this box. Wayne's still going to design the box to do this, but we wanted to share that eventually we will be offering this because it's pretty exciting. You know how Oh, you can get watches like that where you can change the colors, we figured it's sort of the same with a box. When you're talking about custom hand built, spirit boxes, boutique boxes as they're called, they aren't cheap. It's a pretty big investment for people, and you're stuck with what you get. And I don't like that. I like the ability to change up things a little bit. So we thought that was kind of a cool idea. So if you wanted different colors or even different styles, for instance, if you like the look of the Ouija box, but maybe on a different day you want to have a pentagram, let's say, or maybe a different day you want to have your team name, and that's that, just in huge letters on the front of the box, or maybe your logo, or we could digitize logos. That's something we'll be doing in the future. Or any type of particular design. We thought it would be cool to be able to change it up. So we will be coming out with a box with faceplates that you can change. And, obviously you'll be able to purchase if you own one of these boxes, you'll be able to purchase faceplates for it. So if we come out with a box in the future and you're like, shit, I wish I had gotten that one, rather than having to buy a whole new box, you'll be able to switch it up a little. So yeah, we thought that was kind of fun and exciting. We wanted to share with you that that's coming in the future, and make the boxes a little bit more customizable and fun. And I like that. I mean, there are a lot of women out there in the paranormal. It seems these would be probably the people that would appeal to a little bit more. Not saying the guys don't have a sense of style. They do. And, I'm sure the men will like it too if they see something cool and they want a different style for their box. Or let's say you're on a team, you're on a paranormal team, and you've gotten your team name put on the box. Like, for instance, mine says Ghost Queen at the top, and we do offer that where you can have your team name put on the box. And say you quit that team, or the team disbands, and then you create a new team, or you join another team. Well, you could have your team name put on it with a different faceplate, or, whatever. So, yeah, we thought that was a pretty cool option. We wanted to tell you about it. I don't think I've seen anyone else do that with spirit boxes, offer anything like that. So it's another brand new thing that we're bringing to the field, and we're really excited about it. And yes, we are meeting with a business attorney about patents and copyrights and all that sort of stuff. But thank you for advising it, Teresa, because that's a smart thing to do. So yeah, we are going to do all that, definitely. And yeah, isn't that fun, you guys? Even like seasonal, let's say, maybe in the winter you're into, one thing, and in the summer you're into another. Who knows? Whatever. I see it opening up a lot of avenues if you're able to change the faceplate. And we just thought that was pretty exciting. So we thought we'd tell you about it tonight. And, we'll probably be talking about that more in the future, and I'm sure Wayne will share on his channel. We'll talk about it more together on our channel and whatnot. And then the other thing I was going to show you tonight is the the Dark Star Cube, which is a REM pod. And this is Wayne's baby. I had no part in this whatsoever. All his own genius, and he is a genius when it comes to designing and developing his paranormal equipment. And he came up with this. It's fantastic. I love it. It's adorable, if nothing else. And It's small, which makes it very convenient, very portable, great for taking on investigations. And I love everything about it. It's got a fantastic aesthetic. It's got a nice texture. It's got cool little tiny knobs. And it's got lights. And God knows I love those. So do the spirits, as I know. So it's got a little antenna on the side, okay? And it's a REM pod. So as energy approaches the antenna, you will have the lights and the sounds react. So I think this is fantastic. It's the coolest REM pod I have ever seen. I have never seen one I've liked better than this. I love it. So we will be offering these for sale soon. We still haven't come up with a price, so give us a minute, but it'll happen. And yeah, isn't it fantastic? So it takes a 9-volt battery, just one, right, Wayne? Wayne?
Press both of the buttons at the same time.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Just one 9-volt battery?
Yeah, one 9-volt battery. I had my headphones on, sorry. Now put your hand by the antenna.
It makes different sounds. Is it just those two?
Yeah.
So you have an option of the little siren sound, which you like better. This is a little sing-songy, which is very cute. And I just love the colored lights, if nothing else. And like I say, I do know the spirits like the lights. They get into it. So, you know, we've had people make fun of us about the lights. That seems to be something some people are very stuck on, the lights on our spirit boxes. Well, sorry to tell you, way back when I was doing a lot of research with the 587 and I broke out a karaoke machine, and by the by, at the time, I hadn't seen anybody else do that. I was just using it as a speaker, but it had a lot of lights. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm the first person that did that. And the spirits told me they loved the lights. And I started using little Bluetooth speakers that had lights, you know, that I would pick up at Big Lots. And they had a lot of flashy lights. They were like little disco balls and shit. And the spirits loved the lights. And I would have the room be dark and then lots of lights going. And the spirits loved it. And they told me they loved it. So you can make fun of us all you want, but the spirits love the lights.
And if you press the two buttons again, it'll bring it back to the other tone. There you go.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome, don't you think, you guys? So this one says Dark Star Cube, as you can see.
That is the prototype one, though, so it's a little less fine printed than the other ones.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything anybody outside of you and I would notice. Wayne, but yeah. So.
You can't see it, there's too many lights in here.
And it's got a little switch on the side to, a little toggle switch to turn it on and off.
And the antenna you can unplug and...
Yeah, and you can take the antenna off so that you don't break the antenna. Because you really could just slip this in your pocket. Now, obviously, we suggest you take care of your equipment and probably shouldn't put it in your pocket. But if you had it in like a little cloth case, let's say, you could slip it into your pocket of, you know, like some people like to wear those vests when they go ghost hunting. In fact, we were in a store today and I saw a vest that I want badly for ghost hunting. And it's like bright, like fluorescent orange. It looks almost like a hunter's vest, but it's got like some straps with what looks like Japanese letters, like Japanese characters. And it's adorable. I want it. And it's got these pockets for ghost. You know, I was thinking like for ghost hunting, that would be cool. You could put like stuff in the pockets and stuff. Anyway, this would fit in a little pocket perfectly.
This is the one that's the custom Ghost Queen one that glows in the dark blue.
Yeah, so Wayne is making me one of my own. I will have the first one, which I was very flattered.
The first one that's not just a prototype, yeah. And you can see,
Right.
it says, I don't know if you can see it or not, it says Ghost Queen. Can they see that?
Let me see.
There you go, you can see it like that. It says Ghost Queen and then Dark Star Cube. It's kind of hard to see because it's, there we go.
Yeah.
Because it's glow in the dark. I haven't painted it yet, but that's going to be painted.
Yeah, he's going to paint it so you can see it a little bit better, but it's Ghost Queen is embossed on the front. It's raised, and then it says Dark Star Cube at the top. So it says Dark Star Cube, and then it says Ghost Queen. It looks very cool. So this will be mine. It will be glow in the dark, and when it is, glowing in the dark, it's like a kind of like a blue, a real pretty blue color. Tonight is all about the blues. I've got the blue wig. We just sold a Ouija box that's had a blue face plate. And I posted a session I did with it before it left, which was kind of cool, on Facebook. And did I post it somewhere else too? I might have posted it on Instagram. I can't remember, or Twitter. I don't know. Anyway, and then here's a blue one. And, these we could really do in any color. In fact, I was just looking at some PLA, which is the material that we use with the 3D printer for printing out equipment. And PLA comes in all different colors, and they even have PLA that is, gradient, so that it sort of will fade from one color into another. Like I was looking at a rainbow one, which is really cool. So there's a lot of possibilities for design options. And this is just a plain black one. You can see how it says Dark Star Cube at the front, and it's sort of shiny. So yeah, these are really cool. We're very excited about these REM pods. I was very proud of Wayne, very impressed, and he knocked it out of the park with that. And I expect to see more things from him that will knock it out of the park. He is brilliant, and I knew it from the get-go, and that's part of why I love him. So yeah, we're really pleased with these little REM pods, which we are calling the Dark Star Cube. So hope you like it, and as I say, we will be offering them for sale soon, and we will post prices and all that. Just hit me up if you're interested. We're sort of easing our way back into the Dark Star business, and as we do so, same as last time, I will be the one interacting with the customers as a way to free up Wayne to have more time to build and design and print and all that stuff. I will be handling customer service, so if anybody has any interest in anything, let me know, and we can talk about it. And if you have anything that you're looking for that you haven't seen yet, and you want to see if we can do it for you, let us know, because probably we could. And there will be more equipment and more new things coming all the time, so keep your eyes peeled. So yeah, that's that story. That was pretty fun and exciting. And what else? I was thinking about doing a couple of quick sessions tonight. I don't want to go on for too much longer. What time is it? quarter to midnight here. Yeah, we are going to be investing in another one soon. A little bit further down the line, but it's coming in the future. We'll be getting another 3D printer. And yeah, exciting days ahead. Stop bragging. Never. I will always be bragging till the end of time. I'm a bragger. Dude, that is me. I will always brag. Seriously, I am a little bit of a bragger. I can't help it. I can't help it. Part of it is my own enthusiasm and excitement. It's not so much that I want to brag in a way to be like, fuck you, look what I have and you don't. It's more, I'm so excited. I mean, it can be anything. I will like post a picture on social media of my fucking nerd rope because I'm like so thrilled that I got it and I love it. Like, it doesn't take much to excite me and impress me and make me happy. So a lot of times I'm sharing, I'm very enthusiastic. If you haven't noticed, I get very enthusiastic about things. So, you know, a lot of that maybe to some people does come across as bragging is more me sharing my enthusiasm. Not necessarily like bragging to be a braggart, you know, or I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that I'm trying to lift myself up above anyone else. It's just I like to share my enthusiasm, and I'm a little bit of an exhibitionist in a way. Part of that is kind of the autism thing too. Like, I don't have a ton of fucking filters. I can control myself to a certain extent. I've learned to control myself. I've had to, but I don't have a ton of filters, and sometimes that comes out in a myriad of ways. No, I know, honey. Trust me. I know you. I know you're just pulling my leg. But seriously, some people do think that. So that's kind of why I guess I'm adding it. I do brag a little bit, but in a harmless way, not in a mean way. So yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about doing a session. Do you guys want me to do a session? What do you think? Should I do one? I was actually thinking about doing one with Dark Star number 1 because Wayne actually pulled it out before the stream and he turned it on, and almost immediately they said the Ghost Queen in this really creepy voice. And then they said something else. Do you remember what it was, Wayne? I don't know if you can hear me. They said something like, I don't know, like it said something like, do you want our help or do you want our assistance? I don't remember, but they said something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a session later. I'd appreciate it then. It was funny. But, do you remember? No, he doesn't remember. It was pretty funny. Anyway, so I'm going to do a couple of quick sessions then if you guys are up for it. Not too long, like I say. This is a longer stream for me. I've already been streaming for 2 fucking hours. I don't normally stream this long, but I'll do a couple quick sessions. We're in the mood, and I haven't done any sessions. Like, I haven't done any private sessions. Probably the last session I did was whenever I did it publicly, so. I haven't been doing any private sessions lately. I've just been busy. I'm kind of past needing to do that on the whole, like, anyway. I don't know. I just don't do them a lot anymore. we run boxes a lot here, testing them. So I guess that's why. Like, and that used to be what I did with sessions, like every day. But I just don't do that anymore. So yeah, we're more doing different things now. So anyway, I'm gonna do a session with number 1. So hi spirits, it's Heather, Ghost Queen. Did you hear that? They did it again, straight away. Ghost Queen. Hi. That was awesome. Hi spirits. Do you guys miss me?
When you need I see. When you have
So this was the first Dark Star box ever. Wayne recently put the skull on. Did they just say purple again? They just said Ghost Queen again. Yes, it's Ghost Queen.
Show is your stick right now. He's saying can't radio.
I miss you guys. Hold on,
People.
I'm messing for a minute. Hold on.
Actually, it'd be like a sure. Ghost has. You won't spirit right up. But English. Today's good. Exactly. Latte.
Yes, I like my lattes.
Address is just.
What, Wayne? What, Wayne? I don't know what he said. What, Wayne?
It said ghost something.
It said Ghost Queen like a good 3 or 4 times. First, no, this box is not for sale. Yes, he does have headphones on, I think. He did earlier. He's got his Bose wireless noise-canceling headphones. We both have those in there. Trust me, you can pick stuff up good with those. Which spirits are here with me tonight? Can you tell me your names? One at a time, please. You know what? Hold on 1 second. Hey, Wayne, come here for a second. Give me 1 second, you guys. I just messed with all the settings trying to find the volume. You reset it because you're more familiar with that box than me. Get it to a good place. I don't hardly ever use that box. You want me to? I will, Raquel. Absolutely. Where's my vape? Let me just grab my vape, you guys. I don't know where the hell it is. I can't believe I haven't vaped in 2 friggin' hours.
I'll find it for you.
That is just crazy.
People what? What about people?
Did I... Wait, will you see if I left it on that chair?
Health. This is the volume.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, thank you. I've got my slippers on. Check it. Anyway, I'm going to put my leg up so I can rest the box on my knee. Okay, now... Alright, I'm going to turn this down. If Scary Larry Moses is able to come through and it won't cause him any pain or suffering or trials and tribulations to do so, could he please come through? I would certainly love to hear from him. And his daughter's in the chat and she's asking. So although I don't normally ask for people, in this case I will do so. So are you able to come through, Larry?
Maybe.
I heard a maybe. Where'd you go? This is not my vape. That sounded like Wayne. It sounded like a female said Wayne. Thank you.
Capitalism. We are 100 days.
Just there, I heard a male say, "Hi guys." I just heard Debbie.
Admitting that you've been in entirety.
I heard a little kid too.
U.S. official. On the Ukraine target. Shortly.
You know what, Spirits, I'm going to use a different box. You know, I have to say, Raquel, I didn't necessarily hear him come through there. I'm not sure, though. A lot of times with that sort of thing, I would really need to review the session and listen real closely. But I'm also going to say, I think if Larry were going to come through, he would probably come through on my number 7 box, which is the one I'm most energetically attached to. And I will run that last. I am going to run my Ouija box for a minute, which I haven't used this box really hardly at all yet. So I'm not very energetically attached, even though even when it had the wooden faceplate, I just didn't get a chance to use it much yet. And part of the reason why also I decided to change faceplates, although I did like the look of the wood because it looked like a traditional Ouija board, I was having some problems with the letters falling off. The wood PLA we were using seemed a little brittle and that's part of the reason why we do this is test them out on our own to find out what works and what doesn't work. And we are now trying a different company that makes PLA that's a better quality. So we're going to try to use a wood PLA from them, which then might be better for this sort of thing. So yeah, some of this is trial and error, and that's why we like to test the products ourselves before we start offering them to the public, so we can figure out what works and what doesn't work. And we don't want you guys to have these problems and have to have things repaired or replaced or whatever. So this box doesn't have like echo or delay or anything like that. It's just a simple box. Just the sweep and the volume, and that's it. Hi Spirits, it's Ghost Queen. So I'm running this box now. This is my new Ouija box. Very pretty, purple and pink. If you'd like to come through for me on this box, I would love that.
I'm still not afraid.
You're still not afraid?
One second.
I thought I heard someone say dead. What? Robert, what? What, Wayne?
It says still not afraid.
Well, that was a song coming through, but it could be appropriate. I heard Debbie again. Hi. I heard Debbie again. Thank you, Debbie. I do need to do the bottom. I didn't, I set it up more for when we're filming with a camera way in the back of the room looking that way. With this, I do need to work on the bottom and do the rest of the wall. But I like it too, thanks. I'm still working on it. It's a work in progress.
Running.
Light. Dang. Did you hear that? Dang. A female went, dang.
Python.
Angel.
For
Sorry.
Into right here. Come up with solution. Crew.
I'm sort of just testing out different sweep speeds. You can hear this is a much faster sweep speed than I normally use. But some people like a fast sweep. That's awesome, Raquel. Debbie, I've been hearing all sorts of weird shit coming through. I'm just not commenting. I just heard a help, though. What I will say I'm hearing about this voice is I'm getting a lot of like real low, quiet, low level sort of underlying voices coming through. And female just went, "That's right." Or I almost want to say, all right, with this box, here's what I'm hearing too. I can hear voices coming through in what I would say is like in between the sweeps, like in between the channels almost. And maybe that's because they're using the white noise that is very low, that you can barely hear, but is still there to come through. So yeah, and what I'm gonna get my other box. I do need to work with this box some more to become a little bit more energetically connected to the box, but I do like it. It's a little bit of a different sound than I'm used to because I work so closely with my number 7. But it's cool, and it gets, it sounds great and it's gorgeous. So I'll definitely be working with it more. I am going to grab my number 7 and I'm going to do a session with that also. But yeah, I love this new box. It's just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's fantastic. This is the back. This is my number 15. So yeah. Pretty awesome. So I have 5, 7, and 15. My next one is 23, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta grab that box. It's in the other room. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. Be right back. Give me 2 seconds. I'm also gonna stop off in the lavatory, so I'll be right back. I'm back. Thanks for being patient with me. Sorry, you guys, I had to run and get that box. And I hardly ever do this because I think it's kind of rude to eat in front of people, but because it's been such a long stream, and I actually ate dinner tonight before I streamed because a lot of times I get hungry when I'm streaming because I haven't eaten dinner yet. But it's been a while since I ate dinner and now I'm getting a little peckish. So I'm going to just munch on a protein bar for a moment. Hopefully it won't be too loud and offensive. It's a Quest birthday cake bar. I have never tried it. Hopefully it'll be good. They're cute. It's pretty. Look at it. It's kind of pretty. It's like almost like got like a vanilla yogurty type coating on the outside, and then it's got like little birthday cake colored speckles all over it. Hmm. Hmm. Mmm. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really yummy. Mmm. Yum, yum, yum. Good. I'm just going to have a couple bites. Mmm. Actually, I have one other thing to show you too that I forgot. Check this guy out. I got this guy too. He's very cute. It's me when I'm angry. So funny. It almost looks like a puffer fish, doesn't it? But it's moldable. So you can and it's sticky on the outside, so it kind of sticks to your hands. You can throw it on a window and it'll do that crawl down. But when you first get it, it's really hard. But if you start mushing it around, you can mold it. It's a wicked good stress ball. This thing I love. I took this out with me today. That's how much I like it. When we went out and did errands, I took this with me. And I changed the nails to this little blue, it's kind of like a blue hollow, iridescent type color. But I have got the gold accent nail on my index finger on that hand and on my middle finger on this hand. For my special friends out there who hate watch me. That's for you. Anyway. All right, I'm going to have one more bite and then I'm going to do number 7. I like that though. I mean to try it. That almost tastes like a dessert. And I'm weird about protein energy bars. I have to like the taste and I have to like the texture. And that one works for me. I like it a lot. It's good. So. Here we go. Right? The one finger salute. One thing I will say about these boxes, they are like our little children. And everyone has a different personality. No two boxes will ever be exactly the same. No two boxes will ever be exactly the same. Even if they look the same, they're going to be different. They're going to have a different energy, a different feel. These aren't like PSP 7s where they're just spit out. They're hand built, so all the boards are just going to be a tiny bit different, and you're going to get different stuff. And then when your energy bonds with the box too, which a lot of people, not everyone would agree with me saying that, there's going to be some people out there who think that's a theory and they don't agree with it or whatever, but people who've actually worked with spirit boxes closely, I bet would agree with that it takes a while for your energy to bond with the box in a way. And I certainly have found that. And you energetically connect with the box. And for some reason, this is always going to be one of my special babies. This is number 7. It's always going to be one of my special babies. I could never let this baby go. Hi guys, it's Ghost Queen again.
Down. Things funny with you. Guess what?
What?
They're not making it. To get back. See?
Why am I eating a birthday cake protein bar? But if you're wishing me happy birthday, you're a little late, spirits, but thank you anyway.
Be this we take
Hello. Wayne does what? I don't know if I'm misinterpreting this, but I feel like I've heard them say apples more than once. Has anyone else heard that? Is Scary Larry Moses available to come through? Is he able to come through?
Really?
Sounded like they said not really.
Okay.
They said something about protein. Eat something.
Just, you know, so that's it.
Is it possible for someone to get a message to Larry to let him know that his daughter is in the chat? I just heard a whisper. say relax. Alive?
Pelican Palm.
Yeah, I heard that too, Teresa. Don't ever hold your backs like that. If there are any children spirits here tonight, can you come through? There's one. Hi. I heard a very little hi. Hi, sweetie. Are you a little girl or a little boy? Mom. Help. Hear that? What's your name, lovey? Hi. girl? Did you hear I'm not the devil? I know you're not the devil, honey. That's so sweet. Hey, Lovey, I'm sorry. I have to go. I'm getting a little tired, but would you like me? I know you died, sweetie, but it's okay. You can hang out here. I think they said you have a child. Yes, I have 4 children, but they're getting older. I think they said no messages. Are you calling for your daddy, sweetie? Dad. Did you hear that, Wayne? Mama. Grounded. I heard the devil and then I heard grounded. Alright, Lovey, you can play with any toys in the house that you want, okay? Okay. I heard her say K. Alright, I have to turn off the box now, but I'll try and connect with you tomorrow night, okay? I'm sending you my love. I love you, darling. Alright, bye for now, spirits. Good night. Thanks for coming through. Pretty cool session. That little girl coming through was pretty cool. I love when the kids come through. Pretty neat, huh? Good stuff. I always seem to have a lot of children's spirits around. Good session. So that's about it. Yeah, well, it's hard. You know, you got the radio coming through, you got the spirits coming through, you know, it's hard. It's hard to catch stuff live, too. I don't know if people understand that. It really is. I always think of this like, if a person didn't know anything about spirit boxes or the paranormal, and they listen to me doing a live session, they probably wouldn't hear a lot. They might not even hear the stuff that I'm saying. Even the stuff like that you guys hear and say, oh, that was clear or whatever. A person who's never heard a spirit box session before probably wouldn't even pick up on that. Because you do have to tune your ear to spirit box sessions, number one. And for people like Debbie, for instance, or most of you here in the chat, you've heard a billion spirit box sessions throughout, your life, and you know how to listen. Your ear is tuned to spirit box sessions. And then your ear gets tuned to a particular box, and all boxes sound different. But nonetheless, even if you are familiar with spirit boxes, it's still hard to pick stuff up live. And you can still pick up so much more if you review the session and if you review it over and over and over. And I've even seen cases where stuff shows up on a recording that wasn't heard in the live session. So I do always recommend, if you are going to invest your time and energy into doing spirit box sessions, you should always record them and you should always review them. And I think if you start doing that, it will make you review it over and over and over until you really get it all. And I guarantee you that if you do that, you will catch way more in the recorded session than you do live. And the more you review it, the more you'll catch. At least that's what I always found in my lengthy experience with doing spirit box sessions. So I hope that's of some value. It was a fun night tonight. Good hangout. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. It wouldn't be the same without you hanging out with me live. So thanks very much. I hope everybody had a great Friday night. As I say, I think Wayne and I are doing date night tomorrow night because we need it.
Yes, we do.
We have not been on a proper date in ages. Right?
That's right.
We need to go out and have some fun. All fun and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And Jill.
Yes.
So yeah, we're having date night tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow night, date night.
And I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yes, definitely. We need to get.
Doesn't he look cute? Look at, he just shaved. He hadn't shaved in days, and he's got such a smooth little baby face. He's so handsome.
You're gonna make an old man blush. Thank y'all for coming, and hope to see y'all soon.
Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow, like I say, I'll either stream in the day or it will be late night. Or I might not stream at all. How's that for vague? Is that vague enough for you? I pretty much left it wide fucking open. But here's the thing. It's my prerogative. I'm a chick. Oh, I didn't wear my crown tonight either because I just got this wig today. And I love it so much. And it's so swingy and fun. I put it on and I was like, I'm a Smurf. I'm a Smurf. And the wigs are fun. I gotta tell you, if you've never done it, it's so fun. It's like you put it on and you feel like you're this different person. I mean, I had it on when I went in Lowe's. I wear them out in public too. I don't care. And I had it on and I was in Lowe's and people always comment. I mean, they always comment on my hair anyway, but they definitely comment on the wigs too, and they're just so fun. I mean, look at this one with the little, look at the little flip up there, the little flip curl at the end. So cute. And you probably can't see, but it's like short in the back and then long in the front. I didn't even know if I'd like the shorter ones, but I actually do. I love it. So I might get some more shorter ones too. Yeah. My wig problem will be a wig problem. By the end of it, I promise you, I will have a wig collection to challenge any out there, I'm sure. So anyway, they're fun. I love them. Won't ever stop. Love the wigs. Juju loves it too. She's prancing around here like a lunatic. Anyway, once again, thanks for joining me again tonight, you guys. And Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't know you had chopped your hair. You want to know what's funny is I just said to Wayne, I don't know, today or yesterday, sometime recently. I think it was today, earlier today. I was like, look, my bangs are finally growing out because when I first started talking to Wayne, I had bangs just like this. Because when I broke the relationship I had before him, when I broke up with my boyfriend, I had long hair, very long hair at the time, and it was all one length. And when, like a lot of women do, a lot of women, they go through breakups or heartbreak and then they change their hairstyle. And I cut and made bangs because I had bangs for a long time in my early adulthood, and then I eventually grew my bangs out, and it takes a long fucking time, especially for me. And but when I went through this breakup, I just needed something fun and different, so I chopped and made fringe. And then when I started, when I got romantically involved with Wayne, he was looking at all these pictures of me with my bangs grown out, and he was like, "Wow, I love your hair, like all long like that with your bangs grown out." And I was like, you know what? I should probably grow them out. I should have never chopped them in the first place. And it's been 2 fucking years, and I'm still like growing them out. They're still not there completely yet, but they're getting better now. And I am glad I grew them out. I like the bangs, but I don't know. There's more you can do with your hair if you don't have them. And yeah. So anyway, that's that little segue. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Sleep well. Don't let the demons bite. And be kind, be generous, be loving. Tell your loved ones everything you want to say, because you never know which day is your last day or theirs. And especially now, make love, not war.
Don't be a hater.
And don't be a hater unless they're really evil and
Don't
sick
be an ankle biter.
and a dick. Then be a hater. Don't be evil like me. All right. Love you guys, and hope you will come back and join me again. Is there a problem with my autofocus? Is it not focusing on me? Or are you asking me if it has autofocus? Yes, it does have autofocus. It does it on its own. I don't think it's set to manual focus. But yeah. Okay, you guys, that's it. I'm off. And have a great rest of the night. And I hope to see you tomorrow. If for some reason I don't get on to stream tomorrow, I'll definitely make myself stream on Sunday. Because I don't want to go the whole weekend without streaming. So, yeah. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy this lovely rest of the full moon night. And see you soon, one way or another. Cheers, guys. And I am out.